90% of e-commerce businesses fail, and of course, you don't want to be one of them. There are 3 main reasons for this, and in today's video, we're going to be going into the main reasons why and what you can do about them so that you're in the 10% that is set up to grow and thrive and prosper. Before we get into the meat of things, I would like to take a moment to thank Walmart for sponsoring this video and helping me continue to bring you valuable content that you need to grow your business. So I mentioned that there are 3 main reasons that businesses fail. The first reason will come as no surprise to anyone, which is profitability and poor money management. So this can be everything from a poor pricing strategy to shrinking profit margins to mismanagement of your cash flow. There are so many different things, and some elements are truly out of our hands, particularly when it comes to increasing fees. For example, that's something that's been a major issue for my own business this last year. It seems as though every single software tool that we use has significantly hiked up their prices. So even though we aren't changing the tools we use or adding to the tool stack, just by continuing on with the same setup that we've had for a while, our prices there alone have increased significantly, and more than small adjustments. We're talking some upwards of 25 to 40% increase in price. It's been quite staggering every time I get those emails that say, here's a note about a future price increase, and I just... what are you going to do? You're all bound in. And so unfortunately, that is the name of the game. We have fixed prices that we do not have full control over. And so that's why it's really important to understand not only your balance sheet and your P&L or profit and loss if you're not familiar, but also how all of these different reporting documents work together so that you really have a strong understanding of where your business stands financially now, as well as along down the pipeline. Because so often on the surface, it looks like we have a really successful, high producing, highly effective money-making machine. And then when you dig into it, you realize that there are some latent costs there that could not only eat away at that profit, but actually put you into the red. If you have not ever taken a class on how to understand these different reporting tools and how they all relate together, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you do. There is a lot more than what initially meets the eye. And I actually, over 2020, I took a 6-month course that was offered through my local small business development center, SBDC. It made me feel so much more empowered to understand my business on a much deeper level. And you cannot ignore this data if you want to not only be able to continue to stay in business, but what about when you need that extra capital to fund a new purchase order or to launch a new product or to gear up for a higher ad spend holiday season? You want those resources to be able to make those pushes, and you can't do any of that resource planning and allocation if you don't understand what's happening. So that's the first piece of it. But then you need to figure out how to make all of your different parts of your business operate more effectively. So you have to know your numbers. You have to be able to read a balance sheet, a P&L, and understand how they're interconnected, and you have to find the efficiencies wherever possible. In fact, according to Shopify, the average e-commerce business is operating at just a 10% profit margin, which is quite slim. It does not give you a lot of wiggle room if there's a sudden price hike in fees, or you are wanting to be able to allocate more capital to some of those growth initiatives and still maintain profitability. With slim margins like this, every little bit makes such a huge difference, and it's not something that you can just ignore and it will go away. Now, the second reason that businesses fail is a lack of diversification. If you're selling in e-commerce and you are operating on a single channel strategy, your business is unlikely to be able to succeed and grow in the way that you're going to need to be able to stick around. The buying behavior and the customer journey is changing rapidly, and you not only are going to miss out on a lot of growth potential if you're only focusing on one channel, but also you are very vulnerable. If anything ever goes awry with that one channel, then there goes all of your ability to generate money, and you are stressed and scrambling. So both because of the way that e-commerce is changing, and to make sure to protect against any sort of potential future problem, you really want to make sure that you are developing out a multi-channel strategy so that you can meet customers where they are. You can capitalize on those opportunities to convert them into customers, and you can make sure that in the event that something goes wrong on one channel, you are still up and running and able to generate sales on all of those other channels. So it really serves two very serious purposes. But we also know that when you are selling on a lot of different channels, things become far more complicated. And one of those areas of complication is fulfillment. Suddenly having orders coming in from many different places and trying to manage all of those in a way that is also not going to totally break the bank can be a huge stressor and a very complicated endeavor for businesses of all sizes. And that's one reason why it's so awesome that Walmart has their multi-channel fulfillment available that can really help reduce some of the issues around this, so that you are able to focus on generating those sales, and then they're going to make sure that you are getting those products to the customers in a timely fashion. Walmart's multi-channel solutions is a great option to consider to streamline your fulfillment across the e-commerce multiverse. It lets you leverage Walmart's supply chain to fulfill orders quickly and reliably, meeting customers' expectations no matter where they shop. So this will give you competitive storage and fulfillment costs, fast, reliable shipping options, plain unbranded packaging, simple inventory management, returns managed by Walmart. Plus, they allow for inventory consolidation and enablement across Walmart.com and other sales channels simultaneously, as well as cross-border fulfillment in 4 countries and growing. So they currently offer this for the US, Canada, Mexico, and Chile. This is very exciting for businesses that are wanting to reach other countries as well. If you'd like to explore how Walmart's multi-channel solutions might be a great option for your e-commerce fulfillment needs, then go ahead and click on the link below. Now we are on to the third reason why businesses fail, and that is poor marketing. So both poor ability to drive traffic as well as inability to convert that traffic into sales. Of course, you need both of those. If you don't have any traffic, then you don't have any potential customers on your hands. At the same time, you could be driving all the traffic in the world, but if none of them buy, then it's a big waste of money and effort, and you are left putting up a closed for business sign, even if it's a metaphorical one, since we're talking about e-commerce. So you need to be where your customers are, and you need to deliver exceptional experiences. Literally, you need to obsess over those conversions. This is the lever that you can use to amplify your other efforts. And it's also so critical when we're talking about increasing fees and the difficulty of maintaining profitability in this e-commerce environment and needing to be in all of these different places. One of the best ways that you can make sure that you are creating an efficient business that is driving profitability is to have that marketing in place. Marketing and branding, these are really the levers that you can use to amplify your other efforts to make sure that you are growing a profitable business. This is how you lower the cost of acquisition, how you increase the cart value. Maybe it's the way that you even justify higher prices. This is such a valuable tool that you have at your disposal if you do it correctly. Now, of course, just throwing a lot of money into this could very quickly create the problem that we were talking about at the very beginning of this business with profitability. So you really have to understand what amount you can allocate to this particular endeavor. But when you do it really effectively, then you are breathing life and sustaining that engine that your business needs to continue to grow and expand and thrive now and into the future. there. There's so much that goes into marketing and branding, but one of the really important places to focus is the product page where you are driving customers to, that is going to make or break whether they choose to buy now or they go to one of your competitors. So you must know your numbers and have a really solid strategy for managing your money. You must have a diversification strategy, not only to make sure to stay current with how customers are discovering and buying products, but also as a protection measure to make sure that you are not making yourself vulnerable by being on only one channel. And then third, really having a dialed in marketing and branding strategy to make sure that you are able to continue to drive revenue into the business to be able to fund all of the different things that you want to do. And one of the most impactful things that you can do immediately to positively impact all of these efforts so that you can continue to grow your business into a bright and shiny future is to make sure that your product pages are optimized to convert as many customers as possible. And that's why I highly recommend that at this very moment that you click over into this next video that should be appearing right here, and it goes into what you need to do to create a winning Walmart product page. Because of course, if you are thinking about diversification, then you should definitely be exploring the Walmart marketplace and how you can use that to grow your business now and into the future. And in the meantime, I will see you over there, but thank you so much for watching. Bye.